What's up, everybody? We are back. John Delarose here, delarose.com, DELARROZ.com. Sign up there and get some free comics, free books, free novels, novellas, all the things. Who knows? Lots of stuff will come out, but you can get all that for free too. And also stay up to date on my books and comics because I come out with stuff constantly and a lot of people don't even hear about it. So I get messages like, I didn't know you came out with like 10 books this last year. It happens. But I was doing market research. I review mostly comics and manga on the channel here. And I was doing some research just because I'm a book writer, and these light novels are super popular. These Japanese light novels. They're very short, like YA sort of stuff. Even like, I'd say even more YA than YA. They call it 15 and up because there's some, a little bit of, I guess, sexual content in here and violence in here. But it's easier to read. It's faster to read than most YA books. They're very short. You see, it's big print and about 225 pages. So it's kind of like a long novella almost, these light novels. And what's cool is they put pictures in here. Maybe I'll start doing this with some books because it's fun. So I wanted to see what this was all about. This was a highly rated one, Spice and Wolf Volume 1. And basically this trader guy in this fantasy world finds this wolf girl and she's like a goddess of the harvest or something like that, and she gets there's this cool backstory where she gets trapped in grain and people have to find her or whatever, and she can turn into a full wolf, and he starts to travel around with her because she wants to go back to her people in the north somewhere, which isn't really all that defined. And so we learn about trading. That's a big part of this. It's actually a lot slower than I would have thought it would be. I thought there was going to be a lot more action in this with the whole wolf god thing. And there was towards the end, but there's a lot of just like trading and talk about like economics of this fantasy world and how it all works. There's like currency exchanges. Sometimes the currency has more silver in it. Sometimes, they burn it or distill it down and then put less silver in the coins and they're worth less. And there's different merchant guilds that understand this. It's a really, really well done world from the world building perspective. They didn't get into as much of like the actual like pantheon god mythology of what's going on as I would have liked on that level. But just the economics of it was so detailed. It's like, wow, this guy really thought this out. Or gal. I don't know. I don't know who Asuna Hasakura is. Probably a gal. Let me check. There's not a bio. Oh well. What can you do? All right. So that goes along, and then there's a church in here, which kind of is reminiscent of like a real world church, and they, will, try to burn someone like her as a witch or whatnot, and so they go on the run from them. They go on the run from other merchants, and they get caught up in this plot where there's this like scheming merchant who's like working on scamming people with different currencies and things like that, and it turns out there's these big merchant guilds involved. And they get caught up in the middle of it and eventually kind of get out of it, of course. So pretty neat stuff. The character interactions were pretty good. I'm actually, beyond the economic stuff, you kind of are sitting there like, there's a little flirting action going on, and you got that like will they, won't they romantic element to it, which I absolutely adore. I honestly wish they would have explored that a little bit more. Maybe, they probably do in subsequent novels. Slow roll it. But that's the way to keep you hooked because you want to read the next one, right? That's a very smart way to handle that sort of thing. The prose can come across as a little stilted at points. It's obviously a translation, so you do what you can on that front. But it's not that bad because it is written for a younger audience, and so it doesn't have too many problems with it. And being so short, it is fast paced enough where it works out for the most part. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I'm not like in love with it, but I enjoyed it more than most books I've read recently. So I'll say it's like an 8 out of 10. I don't know if I'm going to continue the series or not. I don't have a ton of time to read books. I was on a situation where I got to be on a plane, so it worked out pretty well. But I wanted to put this up here and just let you know about it. The light novel thing's pretty cool, and we'll see. Maybe I'll delve into that arena a little bit. All right, hit that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment if you've read this stuff, or if you're into light novels. I mean, is this your sort of game? Let me know. Talk to you soon.